Over the past 30 years, I've been devoting my life to animal rescues in the south of England.
If this roof collapses, we're both going to be in mighty big trouble.
Never has British wildlife been more under threat. Run, Alex! He's going to slip. People and animals are increasingly coming into conflict.
This is within a mile of the M25.
Ah, Struth! Ah, it was close. After 16 years of Wildlife SOS on the television, this is our second series of Wildlife SOS online. In this episode,
where is a badger?
A badger hides in a riding stable.
I'm just keeping warm because it's a bit chilly.
A beautiful silver fox needs emergency eye surgery. And we are called out to our first ever fish rescue.
If they're not trout, I'm going to be really disappointed.
We've just had a call out from stables where they've got a badger which they've seen for 3 or 4 days. It's been wandering around. They think it's an old badger, and it's now gone into a tack room where they think it's got stuck somehow. Right. So somewhere in here there's supposed to be a badger.
It was right behind that blue pallet.
Right, okay, I'll have a nose round. Not there, can't see any movement from there. Where is a badger? We're on the mystery search.
He's got to be behind the rugs behind you there.
Looking for a needle in a haystack. What have we got, Naomi, here?
There's the badger.
Right, Naomi's found a badger.
In the rugs. There's a badger.
He's not that old, is he?
No.
Okay. Hello, sweetheart. What you doing in there?
Just found a cosy place.
I'm just keeping warm because it's a bit chilly. Yeah. Right. Look. Look. Come on. All right, sweetheart. All right, sweetheart. I know. You go in there. Come on. Come on, it's cosy. Come on, you go in there. Come on, fella. Come on. Look at that. That's the way to do it, isn't it? Look at that. No grasping, no effort. And he's popped in there. There's my nose.
The badger was very thin and dehydrated, so he definitely needed to be seen by the vets.
I'll leave you to your little piece of paradise. It's beautiful here, isn't it? Hey? It's all very strange. That's a badger, darling. You wouldn't want to go up against that. No.
With all those dogs, I felt quite at home.
What, should we take you home? Should we take you home? Well, we've got the badger. It's a young one, which is really strange. I'm sure it's a young one. It seems a bit dehydrated and a bit disorientated. So back to the vets now. They can have a look at it and see what we're going to do with it. But hopefully it'll be a matter of just getting it back up to strength and let it go again, which would be quite cool.
Later at the hospital, Alana, one of our volunteers, brought her local fox to the centre in one of our traps. We've got a fox in which Alana feeds regularly in the garden, one of our volunteers, and he's got what looks like a punctured eyeball. He's very stressy. We don't want to stress him out anymore, so all we've done now is just put some Domitor into him. He'll go to sleep in anything from 5 to 8 minutes, and then we can get him out. No stress for the animal, and we're less likely to get bitten, which is a main point.
So he came in the garden with his eye closed, and we thought he had conjunctivitis because it was gunky. And then after a few days, he's opened his eye up, and it's all clouded, and it looks like there's a wound in the corner. So after consulting with the vets, they said, bring him in.
It's a nice looking fox.
It's a gorgeous fox, isn't it?
Yeah. But it is a really deep ulcer. You see that bubble? Is the inside of the eye going outside. The ulcer is actually really deep. It's called the cementocell ulcer. So that's a really nasty ulcer. We need to treat that. And the treatment, unfortunately, in wild foxes would be to take the eye out because we can do a conservative treatment for a long period of time.
The fox was given time to recover from the anaesthesia, with the enucleation scheduled for a few days' time. 2 days later, it was time to do the surgery. Volunteer vet Anthony was on duty to help with the procedure.
We can get a really good look at his eye. There's a really big ulcer that's probably taking up about a quarter of the surface of the eye. It is trying to heal, so we can see there's some blood vessels that are moving across, and just looking at the eye now, it does look like there might be a little piece of material stuck in the surface of the eye. And if that's a little piece of what we call a foreign body, if we can manage to get that out without causing any damage, it would give the eye a better chance to heal. Can you see that thing?
Yeah.
It looks to me like there might be a piece of what looks like a thorn or something, something sort of a dark brown colour that's sticking in the eye here. So what I'm going to try and do is loosen some of the end of it here with the tip of the needle to see if I can grab hold of it.
And can you feel it like it's a solid?
Yeah, there's something there.
That's what's going on, guys.
So we're pulling out something that's brown from the surface of the eye here.
It's coming out.
It's coming out.
There was a bit of something.
Yeah, it's tiny. Oh, there's a thorn.
It's enough to do that damage.
So this is a tiny, tiny bit that we will be able to remove from the surface of the cornea. It is a thorn. It is very hard.
We're just going to try and flush this hole just to see if we can clear out any debris that's in there and see if there's anything that's left after. Yeah, it looks like there's still something in there, so we haven't been able to get everything out yet.
With the enucleation cancelled, all the effort switched to removing the thorns still left inside the eye. It was a very tricky procedure, and the vets had to use all the magnifying technology they had.
Are the loops helping Emma or not?
Yeah.
We've been able to get out some material out of the eye, which looks like it was a bit of a thorn. It still looks like there's either some dirt in there, or there might be some more of the thorn in there. But we've done so much digging now that we don't want to dig any further. So we've cleaned it. We're going to start some antibiotic drops, and then we're going to wake him up and see how he does over the next couple of days, just on anti-inflammatory pain relief, and then reassess the eye probably in a day or so's time, just to see how it's healing. Fingers crossed. If we have got enough of the material out, the eye might now have a better chance of being able to heal itself.
Whilst everybody was very busy at the hospital, some of our volunteers were called out to a very unusual rescue. This was the first rescue that Nick, our PR guru, had ever done.
Today, we've had an urgent call out to rescue 3 stranded trout. That's 3 fish in a pond that seem to have got themselves caught up in an overflow pond by the side of the library. So it's a race against time because the water levels are dropping. So we're going to go and catch ourselves some trout. Hello there. Oh no, don't be silly. Wherever there's fish in danger. Are those 3 backs there? Yeah, that's the name. Right, yeah.
Nick went down to see how close he could get to the water.
Oh no! I'm thinking we need some kind of a something to stand on, something solid to distribute the weight, because otherwise we're going to be up to our necks in sinking mud, and that's not going to do anyone any good, is it? This is my first rescue.
In a flash of inspiration, the groundskeeper gave Nick a discarded bin lid to keep him from sinking into the mud.
This will probably do it, actually. It's not looking good, guys.
Oh no.
Right.
Volunteer Terry joined in to catch one of the fish.
It's trying to get them out.
Oh, you got one then.
Small pike, the young pike.
Right, where's the water?
You got one, mate?
Oh, yeah, don't go into the what's that? Right there.
Right, I'll take
that, won't it?
If you can, I'll take that one up. Well done.
Right. Yeah.
Very quickly, the second fish was captured.
Okay.
There you go, mate. There you go.
Oh, there's another one here. Oh, have you got it, Nick?
Nearly. Okay. Right, there's another one on the way.
Oh, mate. There you go. What's quality smell, isn't it? Hey, mate, now you've got the third one, here we go.
Okay.
Three, isn't it?
With all the fish removed from the drying pond, time was running out to get them back to the water as soon as possible.
There's a nice little shallow there.
Right. Let's get this big one out. Off he goes. One. Two. Brilliant. Brilliant. Well done.
Still bubble there,
Yeah.
Lots of mud everywhere though.
Thanks very much.
So how was your first rescue, Nick?
Well, we succeeded. It was touch and go for a minute. They weren't trout, which I'm a little bit disappointed at, but 3 nice pikes back in the river. Very good.
How was that for you, Terry?
Oh, that was brilliant. I'm so glad they were alive.
How did you manage not to get dirty?
Rescuing wild animals can be dirty work, but it's always worth it. Back at the hospital, it was time to check up on our rescued badger.
Oh, big one, look at that.
An initial checkup revealed severe bite wounds across the body and a rump wound crawling with maggots. We gave him a painkiller and antibiotics to remove any infection in the wound.
Upside down sleeping at the moment.
The time had come for Emma to take care of his injuries.
But the bite wounds were horrendous, so we're going to try to close some of the leg wounds up today. You can just see them now. So he's finally started eating as well, which is a good sign because he didn't eat for a couple of days. Often when you get badgers in, they won't eat for 2 or 3 days. But he's now started eating well. Come on, little badge. Ready? You on? Cool.
Badgers are known to fight between themselves over territories and females. After a good clean, it was time to stitch the wound closed.
So what Emma's doing now is just debriding the wound because we want to get to a nice healthy blood supply. So we're just cutting back so that we know there's a blood supply. Then when she stitches it together, it'll knit together far more quickly.
Emma was happy with the result and started bringing him back round.
He's waking up.
Nice, clean and stitched badger. Well, from the wound he had when he came in to now, it's a miraculous difference. His bottom, his rump is healing very well as well. So he'll wake up in a minute, hopefully he'll have some more dinner, and he'll be back out to the wild in a couple of weeks with a bit of luck.
A few weeks later, it was time for the best part of the job, a release. Amazingly, the fox's eye had healed well, and most of his sight had been restored. Volunteer Alana released him back into the wild, where he was free to live life once again. Only seconds after being released, he was busy marking his territory, seemingly oblivious to his previous ordeal. Shortly afterwards, another one of our patients was ready to be released.
Right, well, we're in my favourite place, doing one of my favourite jobs, and that is releasing a badger back to the wild. What are you doing? What are you doing, man? You there? Yeah. Come on, in you go. You stink. Come on, in you go. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. That's so easy. Look at that. That's skill for you.
Badger?
Yeah. You still pooed on the door because you're dirty.
With the leg wound now completely healed, he was fully fit to go back to the wild.
It's very chilly, young man. Very cold.
At the release site, we met up with Peter, who had already scouted out the area for badger activity.
It's actually under the road.
The set was right under the road, with several entrances along the track.
When he came in, Pete, he weighed 5.5 kilos. When I went to get him tonight, there was about 16 kilos of poo, but you're spot on the nose. He weighs 9 kilos. So he's done incredibly well in a short space of time.
Haven't you?
See his nose.
The badger was getting excited and couldn't wait to be released.
Open the door and see what happens. Hey, fella. Hey. Hey. What you gonna do, hey? Oh, gotta be a camera then. So we'll call that successful.
Our work here is done.
If you like our videos, please subscribe to our channel by pressing the red button. And make sure you hit the bell to get notifications of our latest content. If you want to help us save wildlife, please donate. Every pound you give will help us to save more wildlife.